The monster's 33 years old right now. It's not like he has a ton of fights left. He's in the smaller weight classes. He wants this fight with Bam no later than March. He needs to get going with his career. And additionally, he's not going to fight for the rest of 2026. He fought 4 times last year. He needs a break. So he's waiting to wait around to maybe March, but they can't wait around forever. He wants to go up to 126. He wants big challenges, Tim. He doesn't want to fight just whoever. Stick around at 122, which doesn't have any guys.
Bam wants more time at bantamweight before accepting the fight. The fight won't happen.
Put the pressure on him, Max.
Inoue will move up to featherweight. Cop, let me just say this. If Inoue goes up to featherweight.
Max Kellerman and Mike Coppinger have laid out the monster's game plan, and it comes with a deadline that puts Jesse Bam Rodriguez in a tough spot. Kellerman thinks Inoue's choice to take time off could actually work in his favor if a fight with Bam happens.
Even though he's not long enough, but he's skilled. But I gotta say something, what just happened with Zepeda had an active schedule, he's a physical fighter, he took a little time off, he looked rejuvenated.
He did.
If the monster is saying, this dude ducks no smoke, is always looking for the hardest fight, it has something to prove all the time. If he is saying, and he fought, how many times? 4 times last year?
That's a lot.
If he's saying he's not fighting for the rest of the year to give his body a break, that tells me maybe it's a Zepeda situation where he comes back next year rejuvenated, and then maybe I switch my pick and I'm leaning monster over Bam.
Tim Bradley believes Bam should jump at the chance if a fight with Inoue becomes possible. Even though he understands why Robert Garcia wants to take things slow with Bam's growth, Bradley feels a fight this big shouldn't be delayed. In his eyes, chances like this don't come around twice. Not everyone agrees on the timing, though.
This is the opportunity right now for him to fight against the monster. Look, he got to go for it, right? The money's going to be way too big.
Way too much.
You know what I'm saying? Way too big. The opportunity, right? It's like you got to do it, right? Yeah. But I wouldn't take a 118 fight. I would go, forget the unification. Like, bro, you already got the title already. Go to 122, just see how you feel there, right? And then say, hey, let's go. Let's go, Inoue. However you want it. March.
I agree with Tim here. Because my thing, okay, what do you get out of the 118?
Group debates whether Bam should keep developing before chasing Inoue or grab the opportunity now while it's there. They admit patience has value, but also point out that shots at facing an all-time great don't come often. That choice could end up shaping Bam's whole career and legacy.
This kid is special.
I don't agree with that.
And the monster's a lot for anyone, and we're 2 divisions below him. So before we just jump in for the money, we're trying to win. So I want to see him at this weight. I want to see him till I'm satisfied at this weight. Then we'll move up. And then we'll move up again.
Max, there's not many all-time greats in the sport. You know, Inoue is an all-time great.
Yes, he
Bam will get an opportunity to fight an all-time great, which adds to his legacy.
Well, it tells me that Robert...
And another thing is, normally when people fight the monster, majority of the time, like it doesn't really help his resume, per se, helps the other person. This time it's even though.
Sort of.
You know what I mean?
Look, I would say this, that Robert Garcia seems to be saying to me, I don't think he gives him the best chance to win yet, and I'm not trying to just put him in to lose, and I might agree with him. You spoke to Shakur Stevenson recently?
The greatest.
Robert Garcia insists Bam will be ready for Inoue whenever the chance comes up. Still, he feels there's no point discussing it seriously until Inoue's camp puts an actual offer on the table. Garcia wants a real offer first before going further into the conversation.
I think we're ready for it. I know Bam will take it, and we'll take it too. But look, Inoue we just read a little bit. I think yesterday or this morning that Inoue said that he's not going to wait for Bam, that he might move up to 126 if the fight doesn't happen by February. Well, at least send us an offer. At least send us some.
That said, Robert Garcia says his side still hasn't gotten a formal offer for a fight with Inoue. Right now, Bam is sticking to his current plans, with a unification fight staying the main priority. Garcia notes that everything could shift the moment a real offer shows up.
I talked to Eddie Hearn 2 days ago, and Eddie Hearn told me that he hasn't heard anything from Inoue or his team. I haven't heard anything either because I manage Bam, so I haven't heard anything from anybody. Mr. Honda hasn't told me anything. Anybody from Inoue's team has never told me anything. So until then, we're moving on, and we're gonna go as planned. November, early December, Bam hopefully gets the unification fight against another one of the champions at 118. Unless we get a call and we get an offer, then we'll consider the fight against Inoue.
Meanwhile, Mike Coppinger and Max Kellerman praise how Inoue has always gone after the toughest fights available throughout his career. They point out that unlike a lot of top fighters who get carefully protected, Inoue has consistently taken on the hardest challenges out there. To them, That mentality is a big reason he's viewed as one of the all-time greats.
Inoue never ducks the smoke against the toughest guys in the division.
Ever.
There's so many fighters, and I would consider great fighters in boxing, who, like I mentioned, Tank Davis was carefully maneuvered. He never fought the best guys in any division.
Never will.
But he was obviously spectacular talent, a very good fighter, and has a really good resume. I think Benavidez is spectacular. I love Benavidez. He's turning into one of my favorite all-time fighters, really.
Should be.
But I've never seen him where it's like, yup, he's the champion of that division, right? Inoue has been the champion of all these divisions. He doesn't like, oh, but that guy was tricky, so he didn't fight him. He's like, bring me the best guy.
This is the issue right now, Max. Bam is going to fight Medina in November or December.
Still, Mike Coppinger thinks the biggest hurdle now is just getting the timing right for an Inoue versus Bam fight. With Bam's schedule already filling up, he says both sides will need to act fast to keep the matchup realistic. For Coppinger, very few fights generate this kind of excitement.
That's a quick turnaround to February. That's not that's not the Monster's problem. But Bam is going to get the one fight in. They're going to have to figure out a way to get in as soon as possible to not have the Monster waiting around.
Before that February date.
I want to ask you this though.
Is there a better fight in boxing than Inoue and Bam?
I don't think there is.
That's an all-time great fight.
And it has to happen now because we don't know later, Inoue's getting older.
Robert Garcia was saying that he wanted Bam to get enough fights.
As the conversation continues, Doug Fisher sees Bam as a fighter whose success comes from sharp technique rather than pure physical dominance. He believes Rodriguez wins fights through composure, ring intelligence, and clean execution rather than overwhelming athleticism. For Fisher, that's what makes Bam stand out as a talent.
Fighting in the weight classes that he has occupied, flyweight and junior bantamweight, where he's Ring Magazine unified champion, he looks perfect. He's a complete fighter.
Yep.
You see the talent, the natural ability. You see the technique, which is textbook.
The feet.
You see some athleticism. Now he's not dynamic, explosive like Inoue. Okay.
He doesn't hit his
but
head, you're saying.
He's fluid.
Yeah.
He's smooth with it, and it's not just the hands; it's the feet.
Yes.
And the timing is impeccable.
He has
everything.
He has that. Anyone ever?
Along the same lines, Max Kellerman notices similarities between Inoue and Bam. Even with completely different styles, he thinks both have rare qualities that let them separate themselves from tough competition in their own ways. Kellerman points to Rodriguez's performances against experienced veterans as proof of just how talented he is.
Inoue reminds me a lot of Pacquiao in the sense that he rampaged through lighter divisions and blitzed the top fighters. But Bam reminds me a little of Pacquiao too, in the sense that when Pacquiao was put up against, not Morales gave him a good fight, but you put him in with Barrera at a time where Barrera was still good, and he was so twitchy that Barrera had nothing for him, right? And that's what it looks like when you put Bam in with a strap. Like when you put Bam in with a guy who's past it, but was once great and maybe still has something in the tank, Bam's twitchies are so much that guy has nothing for him. And that's
From a strategic angle, Andre Ward finds the style clash to be one of the most interesting parts of a possible Inoue versus Bam fight. He explains that Rodriguez succeeds by creating angles and making opponents constantly adjust, while Inoue does his best damage attacking straight ahead with explosive pressure. Ward feels those clashing styles make this an especially hard fight to predict.
He will go laterally, but he's not as skillful as Bam Rodriguez laterally. So in other words, Bam wants to get you on the angle. Bam Rodriguez is at his best when he can get to your left side or get to your right side, have you look for him, and then he meets you with a punch. He's elite when he does that. He's very good when he's in front of you. Naoya Inoue is a north and south guy. He's gonna have a starting point and he's gonna explode straight at you. And most of the guys he fights, they don't have the reactive skill and the ability to get out of the way of those punches. And again, they get hit, they get spooked, and it's a matter of time. Bam is more of an east-west guy. He can go north-south, but he's an east-west guy. I want to get to this side, I want to get to that side. So it's gonna be an interesting matchup that is hard to call at this point because both fighters also tend.
Timothy Bradley, though, sees a different problem. He argues that Naoya Inoue's versatility could cause real trouble for Bam. He points to Inoue's ability to attack from different angles while keeping sharp combinations and finishing power. Bradley sees matching that versatility as possibly Bam's toughest challenge.
No, Bam is the type of guy that likes to sit in front of you. And then he gets on the sides and gets on the angles. Inoue got a left hook. He got a right hand. He can turn with you. Right, either way, he can turn with you. Inoue can box off the back foot. You know, Inoue can press going forward. Inoue has straight punches. One of the coldest 1-2s in the game. Coldest 1-2s in the game. 1-2-1. All the shots that Bam was getting caught with and supposedly blocking it. Blocking those shots. Inoue, with the punching power that he has, the fact that he's established at 122 pounds and been established, right? And has fought tougher competition. Come on. Come on, people. Hey, I like Bam too. I love Bam too. But we gotta be honest. I love Inoue too. But we gotta be honest with ourselves. He's not.
On top of that, Tim Bradley thinks Inoue's experience against elite southpaws could give him a big edge over Bam. He notes that Inoue has repeatedly shown he can spot an opponent's strengths and adjust accordingly under pressure. For Bradley, that experience makes Inoue extremely hard to outsmart.
Inoue, he has so many tools, and he knows what tool to use. And he's fought so many southpaws. He just fought a tall, long, rangy fencing type of southpaw with killer punching power. And he just beat him. Then an aggressive fighter, you know, what's the Mexican fighter name? I forget his name off the top. However, you know, when the guy that dropped him, anyways, he fought against that too. Like, this dude know how to fight against southpaws. He knows how to. This will probably be his 7th or 8th southpaw within the last 3 to 4 years. Inoue is a southpaw killer. He killed every single style. It don't matter.
Another issue involves toughness. Roy Jones Jr. believes the result of a possible Inoue versus Bam fight could come down to one key factor. He thinks Rodriguez has the skill to compete, but wonders if he can handle Inoue's power over the full fight. For Jones, that question could decide who wins.
What we got to see from Bam is, can you take Inoue's punch? Because 9 times out of 10, Inoue gonna hit you once or twice. Because like you say, he does get touched a lot. So he gonna get touched. Can you take that? Because if you can take that, then you can beat him. But if you can't take that, then that's the question. So the big thing is, if he can take Inoue's punch, I think he beats Inoue. But if he can't take that punch, Inoue.
Looking at the overall matchup, Sean Porter leans toward Inoue winning a potential fight with Bam. He argues that Inoue's edge in size, experience, and physical maturity creates a gap that's hard to ignore. For Porter, that gap alone could be enough to swing things in Inoue's favor.
This two right here, I think that gap in that weight actually does matter. I think that gap in that weight, Inoue being slightly older, more experienced and things like that, I am inclined to favor Inoue in this fight, even though I haven't seen as much Inoue as I've seen Bam. But the reason why I favor is because the age gap, the size gap. That's big for the little guys. And Inoue is a monster. He's a monster. So I think that Inoue would be the favorite in the betting odds and the blah 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 blah. And it's a hell of a fight, but I just feel like there's a gap there.
Teddy Atlas comes to a similar conclusion. He believes Bam has already shown he belongs among the sports elite, given what he's accomplished at such a young age. Still, Atlas points out that facing Inoue would mean stepping up against a completely different level of experience and success. For Atlas, that difference could matter a lot if the fight actually happens.
Has already won titles at different weight classes, and he's won them against really good fighters. You know, a couple of them a little older, but I mean, he's already beaten top fighters. It's not like he hasn't been tested. It's not like he hasn't been in there with top guys or the best guys. He has done what he's done at an early age with top guys. And so in that way, I have to believe in him, and I do believe in him. But he's still, how old is he, 26? He's still 26, and he's going to go in there with one of, well, possibly could wind up being one of the all-time greats. And Bam might wind up being that too. But Bam is still a little bit further down the road in that career. Inoue is a little further up the road.
Building on that point, Teddy Atlas warns that Bam will need to fight with more discipline if he faces Inoue. He expects Rodriguez to make the right adjustments, but believes there's very little room for mistakes against a fighter of Inoue's level. For Atlas, those adjustments could shape how close the fight ends up being.
Say this, I think there was an excuse. I never make it, but I think there was an excuse, a reason for him to have gotten hit a little bit more because he's a good defensive fighter. He really is. But I think I explained the reason, a little bit of why he got hit more than we're used to him getting hit. But I ended with this. If he's gonna fight Inoue, you can't get hit like that and get away with it for 3 rounds. That's all I'm gonna say. And he will fight different with Inoue because he's that smart. Because he's that...
Sean Porter would rather see Bam take more time to develop before stepping in with Inoue. He believes another growth phase would leave him better prepared to face one of boxing's most complete champions. For Porter, waiting for the right moment would make the fight even better.
I would like to see Bam get more experience.
Bam has to have more experience.
That's the number one thing.
He has to have more strength. Let me say this real quick and now I think we can get out of here. Strength doesn't mean putting on muscle so that you can hit somebody and clock them. There's strength that you need to withstand what you're getting hit with as well. And Bam has to really build his body up a little bit more, getting in the ring with somebody like Inoue, who has both speed, power, quick, who has the total package. I think Bam has the total package and he's growing into becoming the total package while Inoue are...
Max Kellerman and Doug Fisher both agree that Bam has a rare kind of talent that separates him from most fighters in the sport. At the same time, they warn that the physical challenge of facing Inoue shouldn't be underestimated, especially until Rodriguez proves himself at higher weight classes. For them, those factors make this a tough fight to call. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And do not forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned and we will catch you in the next one.